My name is Dr. Rida Wang. I'm a naturopathic physician and registered acupuncturist. I work at Crossroads Naturopathic Wellness Clinic right here in Vancouver. From a young age, I've always been interested in medicine and healing and being able to help people feel better. And I just didn't know which path I was going to take to a career. And when I was doing my undergraduate in kinesiology at SFU, I ended up getting injured in 3-car accidents in my final year. And that was what led me to seek out treatment for myself. And I found that acupuncture was extremely helpful. And so that became my first passion. And while I was looking for acupuncture schools, that's when I came across naturopathic schools and loved the philosophy of treating the whole person and looking for the cause of the symptoms as opposed to just treating the symptoms. And so here I am 20 years later as a naturopathic physician. I like to meet my patients where they're at. So some patients are ready to take on all the information that I can give them, and other patients are only able to bite off a little bit at a time. And that's all okay. I just meet the patients where they're at, what they're able to change or do in the few weeks before I see them again, and we just continue from where we left off. So I work with a lot of women of all ages. I work with a lot of women trying to get pregnant. I work with women who are having difficulties or challenges with their periods or ovulation or not ovulating or not having regular cycles and yet wanting to conceive, which makes it very difficult to conceive when you don't actually know when you're ovulating or where your cycles are. So the first thing is I work with women on regulating their cycles and helping them to understand when they're ovulating and what the signs and symptoms are of ovulation, and then how to time things accordingly. And I help them all through the point that they get pregnant and support them through their pregnancy and then postpartum. I have a few patients that I can think of right now who were struggling to get pregnant, and I asked for a few changes after looking at some blood work and looking at their lifestyle. And as difficult as those changes were to make, they're grateful for having made them, because at the end of the day, we were able to achieve healthy pregnancies and healthy births from there on. So I am thinking of a patient right now, very fit and healthy, and to the point where they're actually not eating enough fat. And they don't have enough body fat to actually have regular cycles, and their hormones are in balance as a result of that. And so I asked her to make some significant changes that were quite challenging and triggering, but at the end of the day, she did make those changes, and it actually really helped her to make a mental shift about her health, and we are now actively working on getting her pregnant. I think one of the beautiful things about being a naturopathic physician is that our patients come in motivated to feel better. They are seeking out proactive treatment. They want to participate in their treatment. They don't just want to be passive passengers along the way and being told what to do. They want to understand why they're doing what they're doing, why I'm asking them to do those things, and for how long, and all the very specifics about my instructions. So what you can expect to experience with your first appointment with me is a very comprehensive intake where I'm asking you everything from what you ate for breakfast to your medical history, to your family medical history, of course honing in on what it is that your health goals are, and we stay focused on trying to help you come up with a game plan for achieving those goals. So at the end of your first visit, you get a 4-part treatment plan from me that includes everything related to dietary do's and don'ts. If there's any supplements that I think that are going to be beneficial, then I indicate which ones those are, how to take them, why you're taking them, and for how long you're going to be taking them. If there are any lifestyle factors that I think are going to make a difference in helping you achieve your health goals faster, I'll indicate those as well. And then there's an other section. And in the other section, that might include lab testing, it might include hormone testing, it might include a referral, it might be just some information that I want you to read up on. So a 4-part treatment plan is what you get at the end of a 60-minute comprehensive visit. So sometimes women actually need to gain some weight in order for them to be healthier. A great example of that is when women are struggling to get pregnant, and when I look at their estradiol levels, and I look at their AMH levels, and I look at their body fat percentage, and we look at the history of their cycles, part of the reason that they're not having regular cycles is because they actually don't have enough body fat. So as much as people think that the challenges of fertility, there's a lot of different reasons that women will have trouble getting pregnant. And some of the time, it's actually not the women, it's the men. There's a male factor. I always remind my women I remind my patients that you are only half of the 50% of the equation. You're only 50% of the DNA. And so helping patients and couples understand that it's a 50-50 input from each partner, and sometimes we've discovered that it's actually the male factor. And once we correct that, then that's when we achieve success. Menopause is having a minute right now. So menopause is the cessation of periods, menopause, so menses pausing. And a lot of women around that time, which is called perimenopause, suffer from a lot of different symptoms, whether it be from brain fog, fatigue, low libido, dryness. The symptoms that usually drive women through the door are the hot flashes and the night sweats that keep them up at night. And a lot of women, including some of my friends even, they just suffer through it. And they've been told, suck it up. It's just a phase of life. You'll get through this. It's not that bad. Oh, I had to go through this too. But offer no solutions, which blows my mind because there are so many options for women who are suffering from perimenopausal symptoms unnecessarily. So a lot of women will come and seek me out to discuss some of those options, and they come back and I'll get emails and texts a few days later saying that they feel like they got their life back. Their brain is back. Their brain fog has lifted. They're sleeping through the night for the first time in years. Their anxiety has completely lifted. So again, perimenopause and all the symptoms around it, patients are oftentimes suffering unnecessarily when there are a lot of great options. We keep our patients' best interests in mind, and that's our top priority. So if I see a patient who I think is going to be better off seeing one of my other doctors, I will happily refer them to that other doctor and have them see that patient. And if they feel the need to refer that patient back to me, then we do that. So our number one priority in our clinic and within our team is to prioritize the patient's care and what is in their best interest. And I love that about our team. We collaborate, we talk to each other, we ask each other questions. Nobody here has an ego. We're here just to learn from each other because none of us knows everything. So we're here just to make sure that we are offering all of our patients the best care that we can offer. If you're frustrated with the kind of medical care that you've received or the lack of care that you've received, come and find us here at Crossroads Naturopathic Wellness Clinic. We have a team of naturopaths and acupuncturists, as well as counselors. We have a full line of professional line products. We can order blood tests for patients. We can write prescriptions for patients. We can refer patients out for imaging, such as X-ray or ultrasound, and even bone density scans or body composition scans. We are a comprehensive, compassionate clinic located at Cambie Broadway, right in the center of Vancouver. If you're ready to elevate your health to the next level, contact us at Crossroads Naturopathic Wellness Clinic.